So today we are going to go through a campus tour of IISc Bangalore, and we have Swikrut who is joining us here to
Hello
take
everyone.
us to the campus tour. Okay, Swikrut, tell about.
I'm Swikrit and I'm currently a PhD student here at the RAY Lab, or also known as the Neuro-Oscillations Lab in the Center for Neuroscience, IISc Bangalore. I'm standing here in front of the Primate Research Laboratory where our lab is located. And it's one of only 2 primate research centers, as far as I know, in the country. So we're really fortunate to have this laboratory here. And yeah, we get to do some cool research. We collect brain data both from humans non-invasively through techniques like EEG, and we also get data from monkeys using microelectrodes in our laboratory here.
So you can tell in simple terms like what is Primate Research Lab for the people around here.
All right, so I'll just take you a bit back in time. So actually, Primate Research Laboratory has been here for longer than the Center for Neuroscience. That's a fun fact. Primate Research Laboratory, if I'm not mistaken, it was here, I think, in the 1980s also. And back in the day, we used to have a department called MRDG, which used to stand for Molecular Reproduction and Developmental Genetics. Nowadays, it's become Department of Developmental Genetics, if I'm not mistaken. But back in the day, they used to study, for example, follicle stimulating hormone and so many other sort of, you could say, reproductive related functions. And back then, the monkeys were indispensable model organisms for that particular department. However, moving into the early 2000s and around 2010, right, that's when the first set of neuroscientists established the Center for Neuroscience, including like Professor Aditya Murthy and so on. And around the same time, I think there were plans made to actually stop using the primate research facility because there was not much primate research going on anymore at that time. However, luckily before that could happen, the neuroscientists came in and we were like, no, it's a very important model organism for us. Macaques, bonnet macaques, that is what we work with. They're very similar to human beings in the sense, brain-wise at least, compared to mice, rabbits, and so many other models. Being able to work with primates is definitely an advantage, right? And so we did not close the primate research laboratory. Instead, it was transferred from MRDG, and it is now, you can say, under the ownership of the Center for Neuroscience here in IISc.
So in simple terms, to understand, Primate Research Lab means like we are working with monkeys.
Yes,
Where
we
like
work
monkeys are
with monkeys.
used as animal models.
We
And
take good care of our monkeys, and they help us out in some of our experiments.
So, and one more building which we are able to see in front of the Primate Research Laboratory is
the Central
Central
Animal
Animal
Facility.
Can you tell something about that?
Yeah, so the animal facility houses the other model organisms which are commonly used in the biological sciences laboratories. So I would say mostly mice, rats. I don't know how many other kinds of model organisms they keep in the animal facility. Yeah, but it's largely just these as far as I know, mice and rats. Of course, primates deserve an entire section of their own because they're much bigger and they're much more human-like. So the ethics protocols are completely different. And so that's why a dedicated primate research laboratory just for the primates.
So we cannot show those places because
Mm.
they are like quite confidential. So we cannot take any videos from within. So we have now reached the next place. So now we are able to see one more building here.
So there are going to be a lot of buildings as we go on this little tour of IISc. And whatever little I know about the different buildings, I will let you guys know. But pardon me if I miss out something or if there is some erroneous information, because after all, IISc is much older than both of us. There are so many more buildings than the ones I simply work in. So I'll still do my best. So this is DESE, or Department of Electronic Systems Engineering, right? It says, I hope that's what it says behind this neuromorphic engineering workshop board. It says electronic systems engineering. Yeah.
So and currently they have organized one more workshop.
Yes.
Neuromorphic workshop.
You can actually zoom into that and show the viewers what exactly it's about. It's pretty cool actually. It's the first of its kind here in the Asia Pacific. It's supposed to be similar to like the Telluride and other neuromorphic workshops that have been held in the world in different locations. But now we are finally getting to bring it closer to hometown and India.
So I have come here to IISc Bangalore to the Center for Neurosciences to observe some researches which is happening in the field of pain and consciousness. So during this time, having this workshop is also a good opportunity for me to learn about more things, and also it gives me a opportunity to learn in brief about the researches which is going in CNS, because like many professors from CNS, they are giving very brief talks about whatever the research that is happening in their lab.
So now we are taking a turn around this bend here, and you will see the Devecha Center for Climate Change showing up on the front on the right side. So it's also, I think its earlier name was Center for Atmospheric and Oceanic Sciences.
Yeah, here it is written.
So you've got CAOS, or chaos as I call it, and DCC, Devecha Center for Climate Change.
So any information about the Devecha professor or his vision or the works which is going on this?
Not really. So I am unfortunately not too aware of, I mean, as the name suggests, they're for the researchers who work on atmospheric sciences and climate and related. So yeah, it's hard to think of a single field of science that is not explored in one way or the other in IISc. It's just such a big campus that you can't really miss out on it. So now Dr. Aravind, while he's taking this bit of a panorama, will also show you that we have this nice walkway coming up in front. And this is a route which leads us towards the Department of Mathematical Sciences.
So actually,
Department of Mathematics, I think.
Well, coming to the primate lab on the first day, I got somewhere stuck around here. Then I have to figure out how to reach via this way.
So I have so far
come to this place, come via this way only once.
So I'll just tell our viewers a fun fact. So you see this little bit of, this is like a canal kind of, a small water system flows through here. And they actually managed to find an otter located somewhere on the north side of campus. And we fondly named him Ollie the Otter. And in fact, Ollie became the mascot for our UG Fest Pravega as of last year. And I think Ollie continues to stay the mascot as of now. And it's very surprising to a lot of people over here as to how an otter could be found in Bangalore, let alone in IISc. And some theories say that the otter swam its way from Sankey Tank and made its way through these waterways into this pond in IISc. So I just thought I'd mention that because it was very interesting when people found out, and it was there in the news as well.
So yeah, even I have noticed, so whenever a new temple is built, the temple which is built where there is no water in the pond for quite a long time, all of a sudden when the water comes, you find some turtles coming from that pond right from nowhere. Have you ever noticed that? Like, could you,
I mean,
what's your views about that?
So I've never spent too much time around these places to notice it personally, but yes, every time I see it, I'm still amazed and fascinated by whatever nature is able to cook up each time.
Because like during the initial periods of evolution also, they were saying few people wanted to prove that the life has originated from nothing.
Yes.
So back then what they did is like there were some rooms which were just locked and kept, and they just kept some rice over there.
Right.
So and later they find, so one thing is like you can find the worms, insects and all those things, because like their eggs are quite small, all their larvae will be there within. Yeah. But you also find rats coming out from the same place, even if the door is closed, everything is perfectly thing. So that was one explanation given, like life comes from nowhere. But those days people used to say it was not a strongly built concrete wall, and it was like roofs were thatched.
See, I would just say that
animals can just come there.
Having survived the COVID era, I think that was a very, very good example of what happens when humans leave a certain piece of land unattended for long enough. You will notice nature come back to reclaim it. Animals that were never seen before will all of a sudden be out on the streets. And yeah.
This tree looks so good, right? This one.
Oh yeah, it's one of maybe so many good-looking trees in this campus. So keep your eyes open and you will see a lot more as we continue on this walk. So we are walking on the road past the Department of Mathematics, and we've even crossed the Earth Sciences building.
So which one is the Department of Mathematics?
Mathematics was
So the one which came to the red building.
yeah, the red building, which is now there towards the back, and that was Earth Science, right? I do not know what this building is. It looks kind of new to me. So at some point I will have to. It's
We'll
the
figure
Center
out.
for Sustainable Technology here, CST. Oh, that's actually pretty cool because earlier CST was located on the other side of campus, and it was actually known as Astra back then, ASTRA. Now, I don't know if Astra was an acronym for something else. It probably might have been.
So it is mentioned CST over here.
So, yeah, so now Astra has become CST, and it looks like CST's building is shifted here. So that does happen once in a while, that during renovation, reconstruction, there are new buildings, and sometimes old departments move to new locations, and this is probably one of them. So nice to see CST here.
So right now we have little bit of walkway we have where there is no building. So by this time we will just do a quick check. You can take your phone and you can check the YouTube live whether the audio, voice, everything is
Okay.
whether we are hearing everything or not.
I'm pulling
And
up
one
my
more thing,
phone.
when we are doing live through a mobile phone, we won't be able to check any comments which is going there. So we
So
can
let me check for Dr. Aravind AIIMS. AIIMS Delhi Doctor going campus tour of IISc. Yep, it looks like I can see it. In fact,
so can you hear it?
I'll just if I increase the volume, maybe I can hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lag now, and
Finally.
I hope it doesn't create that effect where the audio gets mirrored hundreds of times. I hope it doesn't create that effect where.
So advanced facility for microscopy and microanalysis.
So you can just show our viewers. This is your live video recording the video that was earlier recorded. All right. So,
So what microbes do we have here? Microscopes, sorry.
microbes, there are too many for me to name. Microscopes, advanced facility for microscopy and microanalysis. So, funnily enough, I have not come to this building. I do know that we have good quality microscopes, optical microscopes, and stuff, and even confocal in the Center for Neuroscience. Hey, so Dr. Aravind, let's take a look here. We have the forest coming up, and I think we can enter in through that path there. We'll just cross the road once.
So in AIIMS Delhi we have electron microscopes, scanning electron microscopes, transmission electron microscopes, and workshops. 1 month's workshops do happen over there. So I hope few of the science students will be listening to this live. So the information will be officially available on the AIIMS website, so you can apply for that if you are willing to learn about those.
I definitely know that in our instrumentation and applied physics, that is IAP building, they do have, because one of my friends used to work in that lab, ATOS lab as it's called, and over there he used to work with what we call super resolution microscopes. So that actually earned a Nobel Prize back in the day. I don't remember 2000 when at this point, but that's very useful in neuroscience because that enables us to get very accurate imagery of what is going on at the level of dendrites and even synapses, I think. So we do have those facilities here on campus, and it helps out for those who are in the more cellular and molecular side of neuroscience. Now, of course, I'm more in systems and cognitive because I work mostly with data from thousands or hundreds of thousands of neurons at a given point of time. But for those researchers who are more interested in working with individual neurons or like looking at like the morphology of a single neuron, then microscopy would definitely be their best friend. Yeah.
So also when this land was given in 1900s, these were barren lands, right? And all the forests which were made were artificially made forests, right? These are not the natural.
That is what the
forests, right?
photographs suggest. So yes, it was I think Maharaja Krishnaraja Wadiyar back in the day, who donated a lot of land for this very noble purpose that was establishing this research institute in the country. And of course, it was spearheaded by none other than Jamsetji Tata himself. And besides him, there was also Swami Vivekananda, who wanted to spread the message to the rest of the country that look, there is this mission that has been embarked upon, and we need all of our best talents and scientists to come here, study, and yeah, take the nation to new heights. So coming back to your question, yes, Krishna Raja Vadiyar, he donated approximately 400 acres of land, and all the trees and all the forest that you see around me now is actually, yes, it wasn't really there. It all had to be planted at some point of time, but now we are surrounded by history thanks to the work of our forefathers. And if you actually come back over here, you can come this way, Dr. Aravind. I'll show you something cool. So I've always called this the asterisk forest, right? And why do I call it that? It's because when you stand here in the center where I'm standing,
So we're able to see multiple
you
paths.
see the crossing almost like the star on a sapphire. You see like 6 different paths because of this
But I think
intersection.
in video it is not visible much.
Yeah, this is
One,
something which I encourage our viewers to
two.
come to campus.
No, that is not that easy because like you people don't let anyone inside the campus.
Uh, well, to be frank,
Yes.
this institute has had a terrorist attack in 2007 or 8. So
Oh.
I won't blame the security for taking their job seriously. But
So
nonetheless, you come here with good intentions and you state that, like, come as a visitor or I've come to meet a
no,
scientist.
no one is going to let you inside.
All right.
Especially even for me, like they check me every day.
I
Like
see.
although I'm coming for
I see.
quite a long time. But for AIIMS Delhi, you can literally anyone can come and visit any time.
Oh,
But you won't find anything like this. You will find buildings.
yeah.
So, but the thing is, like we are not able to find much of sunlight falling on the land everywhere, on all the walkways.
You will see the sunlight soon enough. Once we reach the end of this path, we'll be
That is
greeted
the
with the.
only place where we will be finding the sunlight.
Actually, yes. The southern half of the campus is largely forested. However, the northern half of the campus, where the Center for Neuroscience is located, you will notice that that side of campus actually has far lesser trees. Things were not very forested over. I mean, I guess they were forested, but then maybe cut down for new buildings, unfortunately.
Deforestation.
Yeah. But it's fine. I think IISc is doing its best to balance between, like, keeping its current greenery while also expanding. So we have a new, I think, 500 bed hospital also coming up, courtesy the Bakchi Parthasarathi uh, trust.
Out of the 9
Lift because the money, please. And as we cross over, we see the beautiful facade of the main building.
So shall we go ahead?
Yeah. If you want to see some fascinating looking trees, you can go here from the left. You know, I jokingly call this the murder tree because it has very sharp thorns all over it. I do not know what its actual biological name is.
So once I came here, that branch was quite low, right? I got hit in my head.
Yeah, please inform your viewers to be very careful when visiting this part.
Because I didn't see this tree, I just wanted to go to the tree directly without seeing this tree.
Yeah.
So and that is
always keep your eyes open when you're walking on this campus. There are dangerous things in different corners.
So finally you have the great view of the iconic building of IISc. Now we will turn towards Sota.
Yeah. Now We have the main building here, which houses our director, the registrar, holding the institute, which was his brainchild essentially. And it's sad when you think about it that he did not really get to see this magnificent institution being completed before his lifetime. However, I'm sure he'd be happy to know wherever he is now that his philanthropy has given rise to, I would say, a gem of an institution and the forefront of research in this country. So as you can see, the details written under the statue. So as you can see, the details written under the statue, he died in 1904, and I think this institution came up, if I'm not mistaken, in 1950s, 60s, around that. So this institution.
In Delhi is also quite recent, 1956.
If you see you can see the bust of Krishna Raja Vadiyar also right in front as Dr. Aravind zooms in, who was responsible for donating the land which this institute is now built on.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. So now we'll not spend too much time getting sunburnt, and we will take a walk towards what is personally it's my favorite part of campus, the Gymkhana side. And we've recently got a new football ground, a new hockey ground, new cricket ground, all either with natural grass ground, new cricket ground, all either with natural grass or with very quality turf, as we call it.
If you walk,
Very quality turf, as we call it.
if you walk a little ahead, you will be visible.
Namaskara, sir. A lot of the security guards here were now familiar with me because I have been seeing them over central stores. Yeah, that's just it. As the name suggests, stores. Lots of items that are procured through the stores. Undergraduate program. So this is actually, and I can be corrected by some of the viewers, but I think Sir C.V. Raman himself used to work somewhere in that building. So that is it was once upon a time.
Yeah, that's what Vinod was also telling. This was
Building for
the
physics.
building.
Yeah.
And Sir C.V. Raman,
On the right.
Vikram Sarabhai.
We'll get to see it, and we have the JRD Tata Memorial Library front right.
So anyone can come and sit here and study.
I would think anyone with a valid video blog. ये मेरा दोस्त डॉक्टर अरविंद जो है ना, वो एम्स दिल्ली से है, तो वो अपने मतलब व्यूअर्स के लिए दिखा रहा है कि आईआईएससी में कैसे मतलब लोग रिसर्च करते हैं, कैंपस कैसा है, वगैरह वगैरह. हाँ, so we'll actually head off that way.
This way?
You can cross the road, watch out for the car incoming.
Okay. So everyone is getting confused by the suspicious activities that is going on.
Yeah. It's not a suspicious activity for me because I'm usually seen outside the lab as in contrast to having actually instead of sitting in my lab being on this live video. So for me it's nothing out of the ordinary, but yeah, it's probably the first time a lot of them are seeing you, so that might be it. So here again, Office of Undergraduate Program. On the right you see this is the entrance to the what we just call it the UG building. And yeah.
So and recently heard that only 2 departments have undergraduate programs in the entire IISc. I think only Maths and Chemistry has undergraduate programs.
No. See, the undergraduate program is like its own entity here in IISc. It was started only in 2010 or so. So it is fairly recent. Before that, IISc was a purely postgraduate
But
institution.
do engineering departments have undergraduates?
Now here's the thing, right? IISc's so the IISc's undergrad program itself is not affiliated with any particular department in IISc. So the undergraduates in IISc will spend at least 3 semesters doing common coursework. Then after that, they will specialize. They will choose a major, which could be either physics, chem, math, biology, right? Also materials, I think, is one of the options, and there was a sixth
Okay,
option.
so this is one of the restaurants, Cesara.
Yes, sir. In campus restaurant. So again, I was telling you guys about the undergrad program, and so the undergraduates here, pretty much after their third semester, they get a lot of different electives options, and they get to also be a part of courses which would normally be taken only by masters or PhD students. That is how we get a lot of talented undergrad students in the Center for Neuroscience during internships and so on. They also get to participate in courses like neural signal processing, which is taken by Supratim, my own guide. And yeah.
So right now we are in the hostel campus, right?
Hostel, see, this, yeah, we are on the side which is getting closer to the hostels, because on the left, the new girls' hostel will show up. And as you go further straight and then take a look on the left, you will see the new boys' hostel. It's a misnomer to call them the new boys and new girls' hostels, because now we have even newer hostels than them. So I jokingly call the latest campuses the new boys' hostel and the new girls' hostel, because we need some way of distinguishing between the new girls and the new boys' hostels.
So how many hostels do we have?
Too many for me to recollect. There is Hostel Block 1, also known as A, Hostel Block 2, also known as B. So those are not very colorful names. You've got much nicer named hostels which are named after constellations like Kritika, Bharani, Mrigashira, Rohini, Ashwini.
So AIIMS hostels are named after scientists. Sorry, not scientists, but named after rishis, sages, and saints.
I see.
Kashyap
Mhm.
and all.
I
This.
really hope at least one is named after Sushrut.
No, I think substitute hostels are named after the Ayurveda doctors like Shishrut, Charaka, and all this.
Yeah, wasn't Sushruta considered like the father of modern Indian
Maybe there might be something,
surgery?
since
And,
I don't
yeah.
no, since there might be some hostel named after Shishrut, but probably I'm not aware. Maybe
Yeah, in any way,
since I don't.
in any case, yeah, we do have some hostels with nice names, and then we've got other hostels with boring names. But we have a lot of hostels. I think at least some 12 hostels, and this is not including separate living areas for the married students, for the postdocs, and for the faculty. So, yeah.
So what do you think about naming the hostels after stars or constellations of stars?
It's nice. I mean, I guess at least that way there is some meaning to it other than just labeling it as ABC or 1, 2, 3, right?
So do you believe in astrology?
Astrology, no. In fact, I don't like astrology a lot because sometimes my mom or my family might rely on it for some very random predictions, in my opinion. And yeah, I'm not here. I'm not someone to, criticize other people's beliefs. If they choose to want to believe in their star sign or in constellations, that's up to them. But I would just say I prefer my critical decisions in life not having anything to do with the positions of stars and planets and so on. There are too many more important factors on this planet itself that probably would need to be accounted for first. So yeah.
So I'm also doing a live probably after 3-4 years. I don't have much lives in my channel, so I'm trying out new format of videos.
So we've already covered a good more than 1 kilometer, I think, just walking from the from the Primate Research Laboratory. So now at this junction, we will take a left and we will head off towards the bridge, and we'll get to see glorious Bangalore traffic as we cross the bridge. And then we will see our beautiful new grounds, which I'm so proud of. So maybe tell us a little bit more about your observership. What got you started on this? What was the procedure that you followed to get this observership?
So, so one thing is like I just wanted to. So the main reason for me to apply for observership to IISc Bangalore is they are building a new medical school and a hospital for which the faculty recruitment is ongoing.
Mm-hmm.
So they're asking, they wanted to provide physician scientists. So they wanted to train physician scientists who are getting trained from this hospital rather than the routine things which used to happen. So they either want to provide MD, MTech degree or MD, PhD degree. So they are asking the physicians to set up a lab along with their clinical work. So since I didn't have much exposure about the research work, I wanted to learn something related to anesthesiology. So anesthesiology mainly deals with the pain and consciousness. So I was searching for some labs. So that's how I found in Center for Neurosciences, Dr. Barik lab and Dr. Supratim.
All right. Your audio might be a little muffled at this point because we are crossing the CV Raman Road.
No, it won't be because of the mics we have.
Oh, nice.
Even if you are in front of like so much of noise.
So you can show our viewers actually that we're standing over. We're standing on the Gymkhana Bridge now. And as you can see, it's going to take us.
Actually, I didn't really wanted to apply for IISc Bangalore. I was just looking for all the institutes which is available. So, since my tenure was about to over, I didn't have much time to apply for a observership or internship in a foreign country and get the visa and all these things ready.
I see.
So that's why I finally found, like, I think this is one of the.
You will get to see more of the ground as we go down. But this is just an important time in history because it was around half a year ago that we demolished what was the old Gymkhana complex. So earlier we used to have a Gymkhana complex here. So we used to have our basketball court, volleyball court. We used to have indoor snooker, indoor badminton, indoor chess. We used to have a lot of facilities. However, they needed to be upgraded because it's been several decades now. And so that's why you saw that construction happening back there. So I see in the next 3 years, we'll hopefully get its 7-story modern Gymkhana building.
And what's the budget?
If you go and check the papers online, I think for this particular project, it is 110, 120 crores. Although there are a lot more expenses than just building that building. So I'm pretty sure it goes far above 110.
This is one of the Vinod's favorite place, and he wants me to take me over here during the evenings when the lights are on.
So as you can see, because of space constraints, we had to put our athletics track right around our cricket oval. But it doesn't matter too much to me. I think
that is a good way of managing space, I feel.
Yeah, we had to do space utilization, and let's be honest, we can't cut down too many trees. Already IISc is losing a lot of trees. Nevertheless, brilliant synthetic track, well maintained on a daily basis. We have this cricket ground, which is actually rated even by the Karnataka State Cricket Association. So this can actually be used for Ranji Trophy and other matches too. So very much on par with.
What does artificial means? What does synthetic means?
Like there's nothing synthetic about the grass is all natural. The track, as you can see, is a crumb rubber. So that is not mud. It is rubber which you can actually propel yourself off of while you're sprinting or running. The type you'd see in any standard athletic stadium. In the distance, the tall building that you see there, right, that is the Brigade North Star, the World Trade Center. Bangalore's World Trade Center, essentially.
Chalte?
Let's, I don't know if we can walk from
just
down
walk
there.
Here and then just
Let's walk from here because if we go from there, I don't see any path.
No, we'll just get over there when the seating ends. From there.
There is no path over there, to the best of my knowledge. Again, this has all happened over the span of the last half a year. So trust me that when I say that this campus has been changing, I really mean this campus has been changing.
So I was just telling we can walk over this path here and we could.
But then the seats are sort of, unfortunately, all the way till the end. So climbing that would be a little tricky.
So what else do we have here? So this campus is only this much, right?
So
This part of this campus.
whatever our viewers will end up seeing in today's live video would only have been like, let's say, 1/4 of the campus, because there is still a lot of the campus which we have not been able to explore in this short time frame. And so, yes, if you feel that it's already been a long walk, then trust me, you're in for a much longer walk if you were to actually explore all corners and all buildings of IISc. So we have our tennis courts here. One is already ready. The other one is going to be built right next to it in the next couple of months, hopefully. And yeah. I'll just take you to one more place around here, which I consider particularly scenic.
Where is the basketball stadium?
The basketball court will eventually come in the indoor sports complex. Right now, it's located in the KV school ground. We are not over there right now. That's on the other side. Do you see in the distance? You can show to your viewers. There's this tall residential complex appearing with those yellow triangles on the top, right? That is actually situated on the KV school side. So IISc also has a Kendriya Vidyalaya attached to it. It's called KV IISc. And a lot of the faculty's children and staff's children all go to school there.
That is only for the faculties? Those schools? Children of the faculty?
As far as I can tell, there is a priority admission for their students.
Okay.
In addition to them, I guess there is a certain amount that's allotted to
outside people.
Outside. But I can't be too sure. I have not asked.
I think even all the Kendriya Vidyalaya schools are primarily give admission to the
probably
Central
KV
Roman
IISc
faculties,
is
right?
only for IISc faculty and staff students, because there is a KV Malleshwaram not very far from this KV. And so, in a way, if you go all the way straight, that is the Raja Ramana Auditorium, Student Amenities Center. So, my music club, Rhythmika, right? The music club I belong to. So, Rhythmika has its music room there. We also have the drama or Rangmanch of IISc. Rangmanch's room is in there. And we have a mini, sort of an amphitheater. We'll probably not be going in that direction now. It's going to be very dark in there.
So, we'll get out to the same way?
We'll get out, but if you want to just take a nice look from here before we go back. So, as you can see, viewers, we have got these two. These are the artificial, this is the turf. This is not grass. So, this is a turf surface for hockey ground, which is closer to us. And on the other side is the football ground.
Oh. I think probably I'm seeing for the very first time a hockey ground or a football ground, which is completely, the floor is like completely artificial.
I remember standing here a few months ago during its inauguration, and it was really a beautiful sight.
Oh, it was inaugurated recently?
It was inaugurated pretty recently. As you can see, it's in very good shape right now, and like, you know, even these floodlights and all have come up very recently. So all of these are very recent developments. Maybe when someone looks at this years later, I still hope that it will be in the same condition that we are seeing it now. But yeah. All right. So we visited the Gymkhana side.
So where is the Gymkhana finally?
So this whole area is
called as Gymkhana.
I would call this, yes, the Gymkhana. Of course, buildings associated with the Gymkhana are yet to come up, but this is IISc Gymkhana.
So we would definitely have some temporary gym somewhere in the campus. Right?
We do. We have temporary gyms set up, one in the men's in the new boys hostel, and we have another half of the gym set up in the Janta Bazaar second floor. So that is closer to Center for Neuroscience, where we will be walking
towards. What is Janta Bazaar is inside the IISc campus?
Yes, yes. So we have this two-story building inside IISc campus, which has a supermarket on the ground floor.
Oh.
On the first floor, we have these sort of a small eatery, and then there is this facility for printing posters, and then we have tailors, you know, the general stores, kind of convenience stores.
So and are we going to visit that place right now? No, not today.
No, it's going to take us a while, and if we go there, it's going to probably, it's not a very exciting location, to be honest. So we'll avoid that for now. But we will definitely get close to it, because the Center for Neuroscience is over there in that direction. So right now we are heading back across the bridge, and we will take a walk past Sarvam, which is where all the students tend to gather.
This is much.
All right, I'm back on the front cam, I see. So, yeah.
So I think the horizontal view would have been much better, but I wanted to try a new form of video, new video
I don't care.
formats.
I look great no matter which portrait or landscape you take. So that's up to you and
No, but the thing
your
is like
viewers.
it's about like covering people, two people in a
That is true.
portrait and
Yeah,
landscape.
that is true. But I think we are not the most important people in this
Yes.
video. It is
So
the
we
rest
will,
of the beautiful
but right now
campus.
we only have our shadows to show.
Oh, the sprinklers are on in the ground now. So again, I keep.
Janta Basar. So what about tell about the poster printing facilities?
I mean,
Like,
yeah.
are they cheap? Provided cheap at very cheaper price, so that like we for conference presentations we do get it printed there.
Yeah,
Or,
so I mean, you can tell me how it compares maybe to how much you pay up there in AIIMS and all. But
so for every 1 feet, it is like 100 rupees in names.
I see.
So irrespective of the width, like the other dimension is fixed, which is like
I
3 feet.
recently we got
3
an.
feet
Hmm.
plus 3 by 1 is 100 rupees. 3 by 2 is I think like 50-50.
I got a 3x4 poster recently printed for 960.
Quite costly.
But yeah,
It's 200.
there was a lot of graphics on my poster. I think the
So
cheap.
they do design it.
No. I mean, the students have to do the designs. They provide different kinds of material on which it can be printed.
Yeah.
Standard paper, glossy.
Okay. So, but 960 is again the same price. The price will be same even if you get it printed outside, right?
No, it depends. So there's this company called Printo, which also does a lot of these printing on different
Online
sizes.
printing, and they will just deliver you. Right?
And I know Printo has definitely charged us around 1,500 or 1,600 in the past. So it makes 960 sound cheaper.
So, for my international, I went to international conference in Spain
Okay.
in September of this year, like last year.
Right.
So, what do if this is like whenever it is an international conference, they print it on fabric. Fabric is like fabric come cloth. So I always prefer that cloth, even if it is present within India or even outside India. But it costs quite cheaper, and also sometimes they will do you the designing as well, but you have to send them in advance.
Right.
But the problem with designing is there will be multiple iterations which will be going on. You should be going back, trying to get the corrections done. But if you do it yourself and if you just send it, you can get it done. But you cannot get it printed just like that. You have to get a slip, forwarded it through your guide or some faculty. Then only you can get it printed over there. But
so we have crossed the Gymkhana bridge again. We're back on this side of campus, and now we'll be heading towards Sarvam.
So, but over here, like anyone can get printed anything, right? Or only the academic materials?
No, you can get anything printed, provided.
So here, like the cost is little higher and the flexibility is quite higher, but the cost is cheaper. But they provide purely for academic purposes, which means like if you are going to a conference and presenting,
I see.
Then you can get it printed over there.
I think most students here, they get thesis chapters printed or they get like posters printed. I don't think there are two.
Luckily, in AIIMS, they have converted this thesis chapter printing into online submission thing. So in that way,
we also
save
have
quite a good amount of cost, because like I hear that they have to print 10 books and they have to give so many people guides, co-guides.
Now the online versions are mandatory. I think in addition to that, it's for the students' sake or for their guide's sake. If they want to preserve a hard copy, they can always get one created and kept for their own reference.
And also it's quite time consuming, right? The hard copy.
Watch out, there's a hole in the front of the road. You don't want to fall into that. Okay. So as we enter the shade again, we now move towards
hostels. Do you stay in hostel?
I stay in hostel A. I will show you which hostel that is as we get closer to it.
So do you enjoy the hostel facilities?
The room is a bit small, but that's also because I'm a bit big. So I think it's not really entirely the room's fault.
Yesterday Arun sir was telling. So in recent days, monkeys are not in cages.
Yes.
They are probably living in much bigger space than what we live. Right.
Actually, if you look at there are
like
jokes.
My room in Delhi is also like
there are jokes on the internet which talk about like I just managed to get this new apartment space in New York City or in one of these very expensive metro cities, and then they show the size of the room essentially looks like a closet. And I won't say our rooms are that small. That is an exaggeration. My room is
No,
decently sized.
actually, the houses in Delhi are actually like that. Many of the houses. Yeah. So, so I have done a tour of my house, which is in E Road.
Okay.
Probably most of the rooms are at the size of our bathrooms.
So now that we have reached here, you can just take a quick look. So this is we have a gazebo here. We have 3 gazebos in total in this area. And they were also constructed, I think, just over the last 1.5 years. Even they are a fairly recent development.
What does gazebo mean?
It's this sitting area. You've got these benches and you've got this roof like covering on the top, right? That conical
So, and
shape.
one more thing is like this video is going on a channel where the audiences are primarily from Tamil Nadu.
So you can give a word or two in Tamil and greet.
No, but it's better. Like most of the people will know English, but if it is like an easy English, it would be useful
Okay.
for them to
Let's just call it a sitting area. That is what a gazebo essentially is. So we have the water tank there. We have the gazebos here. It's just a nice place to gather with your friends in the evening after a long day's work.
Also, it's a 46 minutes walk for us so far, so we also needed some rest, right?
Yeah. I think the campus is so beautiful that I sometimes forget how much cardio I have to do to get from one end to the other. So it is a long distance to cover.
There is no need to go to gym separately, and there is no need to do cardio. If you just go for
Yeah, just getting to the gym is the cardio. Once you get to the gym, just focus on doing your weightlifting so that you don't waste too much further energy on cardio. So we can take a left and go on this path here.
Mrigashira.
Yeah, Mrigashira is one of the older hostels in this campus. So now I'm taking you guys on the road which will lead us to hostel block 1 and 2.
So you want to hold it for some time? You
Okay.
want to say something or whatever it is?
This will also be the first time I'm holding on to a video cam like this for a vlog or a live video. I've never done this before. So, do you not have a gimbal yet? Have you
No.
considered buying one at some
No,
point of time?
actually, I have invested so much of money in this YouTube channel, but I have never used most of. For example, I have bought a DSLR camera, but I feel that it's not really worth it. I would have just done with the things which is available.
I see. Yeah, I mean, of course. I think a lot of the vlogs which
So, for example, I have bought a studio lighting which cost 10,000, but I didn't even use like to make 1 or 2 videos probably because like it's there in my hometown and currently I'm in Delhi, but I have never shifted it back to Delhi, so I am not probably using it. In this way, like I have wasted so much amount of money in this YouTube, like in making a lot of trial and errors. So this is a hostel campus.
I won't say, yeah, hostel campus. You can say that this is the part of campus where all the hostels are located. So yes, this is the hostel campus. Yeah, we have this little circle here. We have the ramp for people who want to use that or either come up by cycle and so on.
Where?
This one here.
Okay, oh, this one.
So this is also a recent feature. So IISc has been making its campus more accessible for people.
And also like everywhere I have seen wheelchair accessible,
yes, wheelchair accessible
entrance. Like all the buildings right now have a
no, definitely. Not only is it important because from a societal point of view, you want to be more accessible as a campus. It's also important to IISc for its rankings and many other things. So that, yeah, if your campus does not have accessible walkways and so many other things, it all, I'm pretty sure, subtracts certain points which are very important. And any reputed, any good quality international university should really have these things. So it's nice to see that IISc is not taking it lightly and has all of that. So we have got Indian Institute of Science Hostel Complex. This is one of our old directors, Professor Govardhan Mehta. You can see back in 2004, I was a 7-year-old back then. So yeah, block 1 is where I stay. That will be towards that side. You see AIIMS is a part of block 1. That is why people just refer to block 1 as A block. And block 2, you'll notice has B mess. I don't know if you can read that sign too clearly, but that's why it's colloquially called as B block. So I live in A block. There's nothing great really to see inside A block. I would just say that I prefer A and B block compared to many of the other hostels because it's quieter around here. It's further from Sarvam, and I like a little bit of peace and less human activity at night. Yeah, that's the entrance towards A. You can see the mess workers heading in that direction. B is essentially a mirror image, and it's over there. So again, shifting the focus back to Dr. Aravind and moving front. This is a nice area here between hostel A and B. You've got this
So
stair.
both A and B are men's hostel, right?
Yeah, these are men's hostels. We don't have any hostel on campus right now which is for both genders. It's only men's or women's separated hostels.
So what is this?
This walkway is a nice place to like sometimes just gather and just sit down and do nothing for a while. I have no idea what this. I think it's just a water tank, a large.
Oh my God.
Not so scenic water tank because.
Does this reduce the ranking? No, I think probably
It just doesn't reduce the ranking.
Why?
I mean, as long as they're doing the malaria and other control, right? Making sure that mosquitoes.
I think like it is well tiled, but it is not maintained. I think like
one thing you have to give credit to IISc is that its architecture. You can notice it's a very old institution, and its use of stone faced tiles everywhere, and in general, like no two hostels, no three hostels. I'd say two hostels at a time might be identical to each other, like A and B, but no three hostels are alike in IISc because the kind of design choices and all that they use changes a lot from hostel to hostel. And so in this campus, even the different departments, you might have noticed the interdisciplinary department building, right? Yeah, let's continue walking. So I would say that IISc has a lot of variety in its architecture and its design.
The same holds true for all the IITs, IISc.
Right.
Because like IIT Jodhpur campus also, it's like they have so many dome kind of structures.
I heard IIT Delhi has a very small campus, right?
Yeah. So yeah, the campus is small compared to other IITs.
We're in a basement right now, which is why the light has reduced, and you see a lot of parked vehicles and cycles and so on. And if you actually go to some areas of the basement, you will find some vehicles from the Mysore state era. In fact, I think this is just one of them right now. Okay, this is not from Mysore state. This is clearly a vehicle with a Punjab registration. It says PB, but it looks like it's not been used for at least 20 years now. IISc does have a fair share of old, dilapidated vehicles like that.
So no one disposes it. No one disposes it.
Right. In a way, people just leave their vehicles or something behind. And at least for cycles, we have this student council run cycle auction.
So where they sell, like at the end of 5 years, if you don't want, you can just sell it to your juniors and you can just.
That is how it should be, right?
That's how it's in AIIMS Delhi.
That's how it is in most institutes. Even in IISc, we have it like that.
But in IIT Delhi, I have seen so many cycles being left as such. But I think the main problem with that is you cannot sell throughout the year. You can sell only in a particular day in a year. So if you have to leave early, you cannot sell, right?
Yeah, we do have such things as well. Like we have a particular day for the cycle auction.
So, but in AIIMS, like there is nothing like that. There is a WhatsApp group. Whenever people want to sell anything, literally anything, or if they want to just give free, like they will just post it on the group. Anyone who wants it, they will just get it.
Nice. Okay.
So right now we are going to Sarvam.
No, we have gotten past Sarvam. Now we are going to go on the road which leads.
So which one is the Sarvam?
Oh, you remember I tell you those gazebos were? That was Sarvam.
So that is the place where there is like food outlets.
Exactly.
Okay.
We didn't go to take any snack, anything right now, but yeah.
So right now everyone will be able to see that there is no sunlight on the roads because like there is
trees everywhere in this campus.
So this is something. So even IIT Delhi is like this. They also have a good number of trees.
Yeah, plants. I've heard that despite like the bad air quality and other issues that Delhi has, IIT Delhi seems to be one of those safe spaces, like it's one of the more breathable areas, if I'm not mistaken.
So not only that, I think like at the south part of the Delhi, there is a something called this Haskas Fort and Haskas Park area,
Okay.
which is like 100 acres. And and apart from that, like place where I live, which is behind AIIMS Delhi, which is like Siri Fort campus, which is like around 50 acres. And apart from that, in each and every street, every colony, at least you will be able to find one park, one big park. So I think Delhi preserves, despite the pollution, they preserve most of the things, I feel like. But since the population is quite higher, we are not able to do anything.
We just call this the bank road because it has got our SBI and Canara Bank ATMs up there, up the
So
slope.
where will we going? Will we
That
go
is
towards the side?
you see this green shed. It has our indoor badminton courts, which are temporary constructions. We will soon be moving to the, I mean, whenever they set up the indoor sports complex, that's where the new badminton courts will come. So now you see this nice road leading up in front. We are going to go that way.
So
This will
is
take
there
us.
anything to show here? Tata Club? You
That'll
want to
lead us
tell?
back. That'll lead us back to Nesara, the restaurant which we
No, no.
passed.
Do you want to tell something about Tata Club?
I don't know much.
Sarvodaya,
I don't know too much about
some
it. So.
Sarvodaya Child School?
Oh yeah, that was over there. We do have this creche, like this area, this nursery in campus only for some of the very young
For the
children, for
preschool
faculty
kids.
and so on.
Okay.
If you want, we can enter the faculty club.
Sure.
Our institute's wellness center is actually located up here. So
Vinod just took me once.
He's taken you once.
Yeah.
Okay. So clearly, because I'm not faculty, I don't come here very often.
But no, it has the wellness center.
Yeah,
Right?
the wellness center is, I would say, very more
and it's
regularly.
working all the days, I suppose. Like on the government holidays also, on all the days. On all the days of a week, it functions, right?
So it's not nice and quiet right now. I think there are a lot of people, but you can see the ray of sunlight popping through, and yeah, you have this nice greenery and so on. We just came in from there. So yeah, I have been to the wellness center earlier at some point of time, and I would just say that, I mean, that was when I'd taken a friend with me. But I should personally go to the wellness center, visit the wellness center as often as we should. We believe like everything is fine, life is good, or like something will get sorted out by its own. But I think a visit every now and then to a mental health specialist is important for everyone, even people who consider themselves mentally okay.
You can tell about something about the Office of Communications.
OOC, huh? I've never been inside the Office
So
of
I have been
Communication.
inside today. So all the products of IISc, like what are the things you want to buy, mugs, t-shirts.
Can I do this in landscape mode now?
Yeah, you can.
It says orientation is locked, so you will have to.
Yeah, because.
Do I click this button?
This will change the front and back.
Alright, so I've basically clicked on the selfie mode, so I'm going to switch it back to.
So here you will be able to find all the products of IISc, like mugs, flasks, t-shirts, jackets, and all these things. And apart from that, all the published books, printed books from IISc, like IISc journal, and faculties from IISc, whoever has written something, like those things are published through here. So and there you are able to see the IISc's main buildings.
Maybe if I go up a little closer, I'll be able to show our viewers that. Oh, it's pretty cool because I've never visited this side of campus when it's open.
So when did you get a IISc's jacket? How did you buy that?
I've got a lot of IISc jackets, but for many different purposes.
You didn't come and get here, or how did you get
I've not got too many products from OOC. I think I've got one notebook and a pen, but that's about it.
So where did you get that? From here?
What happens is because I'm a student in IISc and I attend a lot of conferences that might be held within the institute, or because I participate in events in different auditoriums in IISc. They occasionally have such jackets and other things that they give off to students.
But the thing is, like all the products in the Office of Communication is quite costly. Like jacket is
of course. How do you
rupees.
think they fund PhD students?
I don't think so. They will be making much money through this.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. But every paisa is important for us, so why not?
Obviously, it is bought by the kids of IISc, right? They should provide them at a fair
at
price
a
at
cheaper.
least.
Yeah. So
Like the keychain is 100 rupees.
no. So we don't
So
just
the cheapest product available is for 100, which is the keychain.
yeah. To simply answer your question, we don't only buy jackets from the OOC. We also buy it from. So, like for example, whenever we have got Pravega and Rhapsody coming up, they are the two fests that our college hosts in the year. So for Pravega and Rhapsody, the students themselves have designs that they create, and they sell merchandise near the messes and at the hostels, and those are usually available at cheaper rates.
And there is one more day also, they said. Like there is one day where they sell the things.
Yeah, do you want to be on YouTube? Okay, that was Shravani, by the way. She is my basketball buddy and current women's convener of the basketball team. I just felt I'll let our viewers know because I actively play that game. So it was nice to see her on the way. Yeah.
So there was one day, it seems like, where you get the products at 20% offer price, it seems, from the
Oh.
Office of Communications.
Oh,
They were
okay.
saying
I'm not
something.
aware of that. I'll have to check what OOC's discounts are and when they offer discounts. But
Yeah, they told me when I went just to buy something.
so, by the way, just to let the viewers know right now, so we're on this road, which I don't know what the name of this road exactly is, but
Yet to be named road.
I call it the backdoor entry because see, we have this Gulmohar Marg, which you might be aware of. That is this nice long stretch of road, which I actually haven't shown so far, but maybe once we reach Center for Neuroscience, I'll show you Gulmohar Marg.
So that is the road where we walked to get into the bridge,
No,
right?
no. To get to the bridge, we had to cross Gulmohar Marg at one point. You remember when I showed
Yeah,
you the
yeah.
GRD Tata Memorial Library and the CV
The
Raman?
physics department.
Exactly.
All these places. Yeah.
So that is
So
Gulmohar Marg.
from right from CNS till the bridge, the entire road is Gulmohar Road, right?
Right from
CNS. Yes, it starts over there.
yeah, I won't say till the bridge, but
Like to some
I'll
extent.
show you all soon what I mean by Gulmohar Marg. But before we get to Gulmohar Marg, let's appreciate this path which we are coming on. As usual, as Dr. Aravind was saying, take a look at all our greenery and realize that the sunlight hardly ever gets to the campus thanks to the canopy above us. And but there are a lot of constructions now happening on campus, which is why you see these artificial barricades here and there. I just hope that whatever comes up looks good because it's a very aesthetic campus. Otherwise, you don't want it to be ruined with bad-looking buildings. So,
So right now we will be going to the 8th floor and we will be viewing the entire Bangalore.
So here actually is where Dr. Aravind will take charge because I have never been inside the interdisciplinary research building. And that's funny because my department and the work which I do is supposed to be heavily interdisciplinary, brain and artificial intelligence. And the sunlight comes out again. Oh. Construction workers working hard to make all these buildings possible. Let's not forget their contributions. Yeah. So behold the brand new building of this campus, the interdisciplinary sciences building.
So do you know, how do I know this building?
Just a moment. I need to show our viewers. I don't know if it looks that big in video, but you can see how large we are. And as we get closer and closer, you will really appreciate the true scale of this building. Tell us, Dr. Aravind, how do you know this building?
Any guesses? Any guesses?
One of your faculty members might have a connection here.
No.
No?
I will show you when we go inside.
How you know this building? Huh? Okay.
Probably most of, even Vinod took me here once, but probably he might also doesn't.
Right. I'm Ansi. This is on YouTube live, so you'll hear my audio later. Okay? I just know too many people on this campus. They're going to keep featuring as cameos in this video. That's the funny part. As you can see, it's not really been painted inside yet. It's a very new building. Guessing the DRDO Industry Academy. Ram. Dr. Aravind showing us the way. Ooh, colorful couches. Yeah, this is the first time I'm seeing all of this. We even have a basement area. Okay. It's a beautiful building, man.
This is the answer. This is the answer.
IISc Medical School. Ah.
Come, let's go.
So the foundation for this medical school is currently within this building. Is that correct?
No, they're functioning from this.
This is the transit campus.
Yes.
Who is that?
No. Any comments are there? Because comments cannot be read from here. So we should find a way to the terrace. Because Vinod told me like.
We can check the emergency, the staircase.
I think like no way we are able to find the IISc campus, but still there are so many buildings.
Wow. This is almost on the same height as, or maybe even taller than the main building that we see there. So let's go up.
But let's find the way.
Let's be quiet while we do it, because I'm not sure that
whether we are allowed to come.
Yeah, we're probably not allowed, so we'll have to be a little cautious when we make our move.
Come. Want to go?
Okay, so it's my first time up here, so there's nothing for me to show right now. Even I'm seeing this view.
You show the Bangalore city.
I'm seeing this view same time as your viewers are. It's the very first time I'm seeing it. Beautiful.
So that is the new medical college, hospital which is being built.
Oh wow.
So the hospital is 10 floors, which is probably much bigger than this.
So it's the construction over there, right?
Yes. It has A, B, C, D, and E.
I think they
being
cleared
in a
out.
single building.
We used to have the aerospace. Aerospace department is over there. It's nearby.
Yeah, that orange one, right? So that is the road from the.
Yes.
That one.
So they used to have an airstrip, I think, which they very conveniently removed as they made the foundation for the new multi-bed.
They just told me that there is a separate entrance for the medical school and the hospital. They won't be entering through this D gate or something else, because like, these gates are. There is so much checking which is happening here, right? But patients every day say hundreds and thousands.
Right. No, yeah, they'll have an entrance probably closer to NIAS, or what they call the National Institute of Advanced Study. That's a campus which you can say is not a part of IISc, but is attached to IISc at the north. So yeah.
We are probably not able to find any building.
So I can just tell a couple of important buildings names to our viewers. So you see that one there with the. You can see in the distance, you can see like some flower pots hanging vertically and stuff like that, right? So that is the SENSE building, or Center for Nanosciences.
Yeah.
It is the fanciest of the current buildings, other than maybe the one we're currently standing in. So nanoscience building has its own cafeteria. It has a lot of different facilities, and it has this a nano fabrication laboratory on the ground floor, which is one of its kind in the country. Which is why a lot of other researchers around the country, whenever they want to manufacture, something on a chip, they usually do it in the nanofab lab.
So shall we go this side and see what is there on?
You can also see the biological sciences building over there. Again, you can't really make out much, but you see that circular terrace, right?
Yes.
That is a part of the biological sciences building. You definitely cannot see the Center for Neuroscience from here. But do you see that like one telephone tower or something standing out over there?
Yes.
Right. So we'll be heading in that direction, and we will reach the Center for Neuroscience around there. So you can just show everyone the sheer number of trees and I think it's crazy to see it from up
We
here.
should go from that side and see whether we are
You
able
know,
to see the
this is
cricket
actually
ground.
really impressive
No,
because
cricket ground we will be able to, whether we will be able to make out or not.
I've lived in Bangalore for many years.
But you
and
never had a view like this.
oh, okay. By the way, that is not CNS. This is that is CNS. We can see it.
Which one?
I think I'm pretty sure that must be. Wait, so this is the interdisciplinary building, and so
Come, let's go.
oh, okay. This is ECE. This building in front is ECE,
Okay.
and so Center for Neuroscience. Yeah, it is located over there under the trees. So it is only when you come up here to a place like the Interdisciplinary Sciences building that you notice that there is so much greenery in this campus. In fact, if you wanted to click a photo, this is probably one place where you can click a photo, but that's up to you.
So you are surprised?
I'm very pleasantly surprised.
Surprised outcome. So and this building is also built in such a way that you get so many places to.
You know, I'm actually motivated to do research coming to this building.
1, 2, 3, 4. There is something in the fourth floor also, third floor also, where you can get out and see many
Yeah.
things. And in the
I
fifth
mean,
floor
no
again.
offense to the primate research laboratory, but this is far, far better in terms
So we
of
will
its
take a photo here in your camera.
equipment and just sitting area, its view. It's pretty solid over here.
So we will see whether we are able to see the cricket ground from here.
We should be, but I think like whenever you see students climbing up top,
So we are
it's
forced
not
to come.
necessarily for a view. It
Then
might be for purpose, and that is why the security are always keeping their eyes open.
So in AIIMS, all the terraces are closed. So you cannot visit, you cannot see anything. So and one more thing is like from AIIMS campus, like the terrace is not open, but from 8th floor, 9th floor and 10th floor, you will be able to see the Lotus Temple, Qutub Minar, so many places from AIIMS campus when the sky is clear. So only we are able to see the hostel campuses. We are not able to see the.
Because I think the new boys hostel and the new girls hostel are quite tall themselves.
How many buildings? How many floors do they have?
They have at least 8 floors, I think.
So only we are seeing greenery everywhere. We are not able to see any building. Come.
Do you see those two buildings up there, right? That
Yeah,
is
I
the
have
new boys
shown.
hostel and the new girls hostel, left and right.
A and B.
A and B are not those. A and B
Okay.
are those grey buildings over there.
Okay.
AB and yeah, NBH, NBH.
Oh, that orange ones.
Yeah. On the
Okay.
other side of those orange ones will be the bridge and finally the ground.
Okay.
So that's why you can't see
Did
anything.
we come across this new boys hostel? That's where the C and D maze and all this thing happens.
To go to the Gymkhana bridge, you have to
We
go
walk
past.
across this.
Yes, yes.
Come, let's get out.
Let's just go up to the top.
No.
Okay, I'll just go to the top because I've come this far, so I want to go to the top. So
We will go to that top probably, but not this one.
why? What's the difference?
Is it not a problem? Okay, you try whatever you want.
I mean, everything is a problem if you announce yourself very loudly. So we're not going to do that.
So you want to take the camera from there?
I just hope I don't get
I don't
electrocuted
think
by a solar panel. I don't think that's possible, but
it must be possible for you. Leave it, man. We will go from here. Swikrut. They have very safe ways to get up, it seems, because they have provided
the viewers can
side
still hear me thanks to the mic, right?
rails.
All right, great. So unfortunately, they can't use my eyes to record video. That is, the camera is with you, but the view is pretty nice.
They have made this ladder in such a way so that people climb up. It's almost about 76 minutes of live.
Oh yeah, we've completed 1 hour of recording, right?
More than 1 hour 16 minutes.
So
Probably we will finish
I'm
in another
far up
15
on
minutes,
the
right?
interdisciplinary sciences building, and I'm going to avoid being seen by any guards. Just
Swikrut.
those things. So there, he's standing there.
Let's go.
You can see a little hawk. We are that high up now. Okay, I'll make my way down. It was a nice time I spent up here, but
You should
let's.
thank me for taking you till here. I have took you to the campus of, say, tour of your own campus, right? Did you check whether any comments or like whether we are audible?
I have no idea. I have to go and check.
We don't even have any
It'll
idea.
be
We are
funny.
talking so
It'll be
much.
funny if we see this and then we can, I think, exit from here.
But I think it's fine even if the audio is not there.
We'll
Because
exit from there anyway because that will be closer to Center for Neuroscience. But if you want a different,
to spend time also. Probably many might be working during this part of the day. So now we will be entering inside the lift. So there might not be signal. So please do bear with us. We'll just press the lift and we'll just keep on going. Yes. Right now we have some time to move around.
okay, the lift has
I
arrived.
probably believe that no one gives any complaint over us just because we are coming to these places and taking videos, right?
Ooh, what?
Like no one will complain us for us.
We will find out in the comments.
We'll get to it as soon as possible. These are looking at us suspiciously.
That's okay. Let them.
I think where we came inside somewhere, right?
Yeah, and it was totally worth it. Even though it's a very new building, the view from the top is splendid. So
So you never thought of coming here before I told.
actually, yeah, I had not planned of doing it. Thanks for bringing me in this direction. At least now I got to see this building for the first time. In fact, I used to think this is the hospital until I realized that this is not the hospital, and the one that we saw from the terrace is where the hospital is coming. So, yeah, even I don't know
So
everything.
you are thinking that this is a hospital which is already built and ready.
Yeah, I thought that this was the one that they're building up at full speed. I didn't know that the hospital was further off.
No, but this building is done. Oh, no, not yet done.
There's a
There are
vehicle
so
incoming.
many interior things which are yet to be done.
That is true.
You know the way to get out, right?
Yeah, CNS.
No, I'm asking you know the way how to get out.
Yes, yes, yes. They even have a basement entry. I don't know what those other beautiful buildings are attached to the side. But
When we go from the front, I think we will be able to read the name board. What
now
these
I
buildings-
won't be taking you from that side.
No, but still, I think we will be able to see
Probably.
some signboards or something.
You can't do anything to really change that.
We'll just get out in this way.
Yeah. This will take us, this is the shortcut to Center for Neuroscience. So we were up of those who are interested, knowing where we came from. I was actually able to see the ISKCON temple from the
From there.
terrace.
Oh, nice.
And so that must
I
mean
will
that,
come next time.
yeah,
I
yeah.
will go next time.
Go, but go before they close the
Yes.
terrace.
So probably I will go. So on ISKCON temple over here has a completely different architecture.
Yes, the steel panes and everything, right?
Mhm. But it's very close from here, right? Like
So-
2-3 kilometers.
Yeah, yeah, it's not far outside campus. You'll reach it as you go from the metro station itself.
It's much lesser distance than walking whatever the walk that we have done right now, I suppose.
Maybe not.
Hmm.
Maybe yes, yeah, because we've
So I
been.
think like we have been walking for the past 1.5 hours.
Huh.
I don't think so that place will take 1.5 hours to reach from IISc.
So this other beautiful department here, this is the department of, this is what? This is EC. Huh. So that was Electronics and Systems Engineering. This is Electrical Communication Engineering, EC.
So we are not able to find any transformer till now, right? If we have found any transformer, we could have
Yeah,
sat
because
in that and we could have
The,
taken a video
the
of it.
in-campus electric mobility solution that is also known as Transvahan is not available on these non-standard pedestrian routes. They are only available on Gulmohar Marg and the other big roads. Speaking of which, you will now get to see Gulmohar Marg because we're getting very close to it. In fact, there's an auto rickshaw on the right. We just went down Gulmohar Marg. So
So are the terraces from the hostel, are they open or are they not?
most hostel terraces are closed. I've heard that the new boys' hostel terrace is open. Now, I don't want to tell too much because I'm worried that someone will look at our video and close those terraces also. But let's come this way.
Oh, we have reached to CNS.
Yes.
Oh my god,
So we went from, as I was saying,
idea.
the back door route. And so we went parallel to Gulmohar Marg all this time. Isn't that Barik Lab?
Yes,
This is where Dr. Aravind was before
for the past.
coming to PRL. So I forgot, wait, what was his name again? Yeah,
Tenzin,
not Tenzin.
Devanshu,
No. I can't believe.
Abhilash,
Not Abhilash.
like senior, junior.
Jagat. I saw Jagat Narayan Prajapati standing there. So this is the entry to Center for Neuroscience. You can go show that logo. We can actually take a small walk in. So I think
You want to take?
that's Akash Agarwal, Dr. Akash Agarwal.
So we will have so many familiar people over here.
So welcome to the Center for Neuroscience courtyard. As you can see, we have a nice tree out here. And in fact, the CNS logo, which you can go and show your viewers again, it also has a tree on it. And that tree resembles,
This tree.
it resembles a new, this thing, like a Purkinje neuron.
No, actually, the
But
tree
it-
also remembers this tree.
Yes, that is the whole point. So
Oh.
When the logo was being created, I think Rishika from CNS was one of the important students who came up with this idea. And so now that design features in the logo, and so it's pretty interesting.
So it was the building which was built first, and the logo came which much
The
later.
logo just came like a year ago maximum. We didn't have a logo till over a year ago. So
And the logo was inspired from this tree.
yes, this courtyard tree has been out here for a long time. And for the viewers, again, I'll just give an interesting piece of history, because this Center for Neuroscience building was originally, it was known as the old TIFR building, or Tata Institute of Fundamental Research.
Oh, this building was so old.
So this is the building which eventually gave rise to the TIFR, which we now know in Mumbai and with other centers in Hyderabad and so on.
This was a much older building.
Yeah. This building was for TIFR long ago. Now it is for Center for Neuroscience. So we have taken over. We have taken over both the PRL and we've taken over this old TIFR building. CNS is expanding. So,
still so much amount of expansion is yet to happen, I suppose. And CNS has one of the beautiful campuses, I suppose.
We have these creepers up the walls and so on.
No, not only this, and the trees in front as well.
Yeah, this is all part of the CNS outside, I guess you can call it. I don't know whether to call this a garden or what to call it. But
so, and these are not creepers. Actually, I also don't know the name. I also forgot the name.
Okay.
So, if any of the viewers.
So, since I had sent my cycle for servicing and we are so close to the Janta Bazaar now, which we were talking about earlier, if you want, we can just take a quick detour in that direction, and
we can end.
We can also end the video.
Bazaar.
Yeah. It depends. If you want to complete the full circle, because once we go down Gulmohar Marg and take a left, we will reach the swimming pool. Then we'll go through that inner forest route, and that will complete it, because you will get to see PRL again.
I'm tired.
You're tired?
So we'll get a Transvahan and we'll go if possible.
Sure, we can get a Transvahan.
But right now, if we are going to Janta Bazaar, we'll go there and we'll finish it all.
Yeah. Won't spend too much.
So this is the Janta Bazaar?
Yes, this is the Janta Bazaar. And that Srivari Xerox Center is where we get our posters, etc. printed.
Oh.
And just walk with me a bit this way and you will see that long, that road which stretches far down with no end in sight. That is
I think once we go inside the road or once we go inside
when we go on the Transvahan, it will become much more apparent. So this is our Janta Bazaar. We have got monkeys here as well.
So, but these are not.
So for the viewers who are upset that we couldn't show the monkeys in the primate research laboratory, you now have the monkeys right here.
So how long will it take for you?
5 minutes.
Shall I stay here or?
Yeah, you can talk with the monkeys if you want.
No, I don't want to.
You can show the viewers now.
Let us leave them peacefully.
You can leave them peacefully, but oh look, there's one eating a banana over here. Oh, hey, Dr. Aravind, you're missing out.
They will come and start hitting us in some time. So many monkeys over here, man.
What gear arrangement? ಹೇಳಿ
ತುಂಬಾ ಉದ್ದ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಚೈನ್ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಯಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿತ್ತು ನಿಮಗೆ
ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಏನಾಯ್ತಂದ್ರೆ okay one second for the viewers who are a little confused as to what is happening. I'm speaking in Kannada right now. I'm actually standing far from Dr. Aravind. I'm trying to explain what is going on with my cycle. So I'll just see if I can mute it for a second. Quick question. So hopefully this was on mute when I clicked it here, right? It's turned red. So now I'll reactivate to blue. Huh. So I didn't want our viewers to get bored with all the discussion I was having with the cycle guy. So it turns out my cycle is still not in good condition.
But I think it's not mute.
Oh, so they heard everything there is. It's fine. I was talking in Kannada, so if the viewers are not interested, they can skip that part.
But there are four viewers at that point.
There were
Okay, so can you check right now?
Hello.
No, no.
Okay. You want me to check the?
So shall we end the video now, or what's the plan? Like,
We'll take the Transvahan and head back, right?
What happened to your cycle?
The rear gear has a
Some
issue.
more works to be done.
Yeah. Apparently, it's not
Okay.
easily fixable, so they have to do more work to it.
So many monkeys. All the monkeys in IISc is concentrated over here.
It's a baby monkey.
Come, let's get out. Can you check the time of the Transvahan?
I actually do not have the details of the Transvahan routes because I rarely ever use the Transvahan. So unfortunately now
We can just tell what is over here. No, we won't go, but we will just
No.
tell.
we'll wrap up in 15 minutes. We'll just reach in PRL.
We'll by walking.
Yeah.
By walking, we will end here. No, then.
Arey, but we have almost completed the route. We can't quit now.
No, we have more things to show, like nursery and all these things like that. We will come around say on one more day and one more day.
Okay,
This
so
probably for 1 hour 40 minutes ho gaya.
So when you come on that day, will you take them from this way?
Yeah,
Because
we
then
will
you can
start-
show them
We
Gulmohar.
will start from there, from the swimming pool to the nursery, then the things over there, like the director building or whatever it is.
Okay, okay.
And from there, we will go towards the OA, Office of Development and Alumni Affairs Association, Student Council. All those things we will come
Sure, sure.
on another.
Okay, then if you want, you can
Okay, so thank you all. Here's
Center for Neuroscience one last time. You'll see it more clearly here.
so come Shvikrut, we will finish.
All right. So because this campus is too large and it'll take us too long to finish everything, Dr. Aravind has promised he will cover the rest of this portion in his next vlog where he talks about the nursery and some other interesting sites down Gulmohar Marg. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this long walk with us and got to see some interesting sites in the campus and got the first ever view of the interdisciplinary sciences building, which I think is out on YouTube. I don't think anyone else has done it so far. And certainly not the view from the terrace. That is an exclusive that is being brought to you from us. So yeah, I hope you liked it. And until next time, see you from Swikrit.
Bye bye. How to end the video?
You should know, you're the YouTuber.
Or you should